In the days that followed, Jesus appeared in the city, always surrounded by his followers, and demonstrated his indignation at the venal conduct of the priests. He overturned money tables that had been set up in the temple precincts of Jerusalem, where pilgrims had to exchange their regional currencies for those in regular currency to purchase animals and sacred objects that would soon be offered as a burnt offering of their faith on the altar of sacrifice. At the same time, the priests themselves, who were theoretically and ethically prevented from trading due to their special status, kept people with the money changers who acted as their frontmen, selling their animals and collecting money for themselves at a small commission, a way of circumventing the prohibition against priests exploiting the faith of their fellow priests. They did not sell personally, as the law prohibited, and indeed, it was quite correct in this regard, since it did not permit those who wished to follow the path of the priesthood to move along both paths simultaneously, the one that led to God and the one that wallowed in the shady dealings of men. To circumvent these restrictions, they used secret representatives who, by selling animals they appeared to own, were actually trading the personal assets of the temple princes who wanted to earn more by selling the animals they raised to the people for sacrifice, as tradition dictated. This shameful behavior was known to most people, who did nothing more than comment among themselves on the absurdity and hypocrisy of those priests who, instead of setting an example, often rebuked the people for their small moral failings in their synagogue sermons. Jesus' behavior, therefore, was a clear demonstration of his desire to cleanse the Father's house from the villainy of men, as he referred to when mentioning the sacred place of the faith of his Jewish brothers. When news of this spread through the city, those who were already contemplating revolt became even more excited by the idea, imagining that it would not be long before some word or direct order would trigger the long-awaited mutiny. Jesus was demonstrating his independence over human powers, unafraid of the consequences, and using his moral authority and leadership over many of those who followed him to demonstrate that truth cannot be supplanted by error forever. This struck at the most well-disguised moral wounds that the Pharisees and Sadducees sought to conceal with their sumptuous robes, their empty ritualistic postures, and their commentaries on the law, full of casuistry and lies. And the people's receptiveness to the truths Jesus sought to teach them, sometimes with gentle words, sometimes with stupendous healings, sometimes with firm conduct against the merchants of faith, went directly to the source of the concerns of the Jewish religious leaders who, unable to deny the true accusations against them, began to ardently desire to rid themselves of the source of the bitter truths being hurled against them by killing it.